So we are finally here. We are at my, I guess, Star Wars room tour, collection tour thing. I'm standing in front of the two double doors that lead into this room. We use our middle bedroom for collecting purposes. It has no bed in it. But yep, so I do want to take you around the room, show you guys what's going on because I'm pretty proud of it. We worked really hard. I say we because my husband and my sister have really helped get this room up to shape. You're staring at these, the doors have glass windows, and so I made my old Star Wars 40th anniversary bed sheets into like little no-sew curtains. When I got married, I got a bigger bed, so I can't use them right now. So anyways, but yes, so we'll just start here, and then we'll kind of go around the room. That's just kind of a quick look. Yeah, so anyways, let's get started. I'm sorry if there's going to be any background noise. The GoPro that I use is really sensitive to sound. So actually we're going to start over here, and then end with Dragon Ball Z. So, here we are. We've got a couple art prints. And then my Funko Pops. And then if anybody wants to see a specialized video over any of the collections that I have, like Funko Pops or whatever, feel free to ask and I can go over them in detail. I usually display most of my Funkos outside of the box. I just think they're cooler and you can see them better. And then also thank you to Erica who's holding the light, because some of these shelves get pretty dark. It's not very bright outside today, unfortunately. And then all of the ones that I have are displayed either in their box or outside of the box. I don't have any that are like in here or anything, at least at the moment. And then moving down, here's my Galaxy's Edge shelf, which I'm really proud of. And then this is the Disney Star Wars shelf. Some of these things are back before Disney bought Star Wars, and so they've got like character mashups and stuff. I always think that's really cool. And of course the Vinylmations. Sad that those went away. So that's the shelf. In all its glory. Moving on, we have, well, this Dragon Ball Z bag, and then my Lego shelf. Kind of up top here, you can see I've got some mini ships and some of the Build-A-Figures. And then, of course, Darth Vader's castle, which is pretty tall. And then lightsabers that my husband mounted for me, so thank you, Eli, because I think they look really good. And I have two shelves of Lego. And some of them are themed, some of them just have Lego sets on them. This is one of them that's like semi-themed because I got like Kashyyyk. And then this is not a themed shelf, it's mostly Jedi Starfighters. And the new Mustafar set. We got a couple battle packs down here for the Mandalorian. And then this is actually Harry Potter. Sorry to break with the Star Wars, but this is, I have them on the bottom two shelves so I can display the Legos that I have. Really excited for the sets coming out summer of 2020. Again, if anybody wants a more in-depth look, feel free to ask in the comments. So that's that shelf. And then we have this one. And this again is another hodgepodge of small sets. These are mostly like $20 and $30 sets. I really love the Darth Vader's transformation. And I did hang some minifigures up with some Lego strip tack tape thing. And some of them have fallen. I need to fix them. But those are mostly figures that don't have homes, or as in like sets. Or they have battle packs that I never built back.
Or they were magnets.
Or they were magnets. Good point. This is another one of my favorite sets here. Dagobah training, and then that's my sister's original Lego set that she gave me, and when she was purging her Legos, she gave it to me, so that was really nice. Okay, and then this shelf, sorry, there's tack here. I put tack in random places for help standing on my figures. You'll see it throughout the room. This shelf is themed. It's Tatooine. As you can tell, I cut out the two suns, and this is a really crowded shelf, and I actually ended up adding characters in here that don't belong in the set just to fill it out, and I thought, well, it looked good like that Ponda Baba. He's not, they haven't made a Ponda Baba, so he's fake, but does go in there. And I'm sorry for the shadows. Again, I tried to record this on my phone where the light was better, and it's also a really grim day, so you're gonna get shadows, sorry. And this is another theme shelf. This is Hoth. And another theme shelf. which I think is my favorite probably. It's the Battle of Geonosis, and back here I have some Oedipus troopers, but I thought that they still kind of looked similar, so I kind of created this battle scene out of the sets that came out, and everybody who's fallen over has purposely fallen over because they're dead. And then here's the big Jedi battle for Attack of the Clones. And then on the bottom, I just have some bigger ships that kind of don't fit in the shelves. The Sinister Six there with Han Solo's Carbonite, and of course this light one that's really cool. And that's it for my Lego shelf. And then we're back to the doors again, where we started, with the cool curtains and this little lenticular doorknob hanger. I also do have my canvas bag from Sabi's workshop that we hung up that I think looks really cool because you can see the little symbol, but it just rests there on a thumbtack. Up top, we got a couple little art items and a clock. And then we have this side, which is lightsabers and patches. And I hung all these lightsabers, which I think look pretty cool. There's my Sabi's Workshop lightsaber, my pride and joy. Here's some lanyards that I've gotten from like Disney or conventions. And then down here is Darth Vader. He's a little dark, but he's the really tall 31-inch Darth Vader that I really like. There's a little Chewbacca light and the droid factory with the 3-leg droid, the 3-leg R2. Down here, I have my vintage collection. It's very small and kind of put in one shelf right now. I haven't been focusing on it very much in probably 2 years or so, so that's kind of what I got. But I think it looks kind of nice. I mean, I have it displayed on risers. The figures on the side here, all the tall figures, those are Hasbro figures from the retro collection. Then I have my Tsum Tsums and some cool ornaments that I thought were worth displaying that I didn't really want to put up after the holidays. And then down here I just have some glassware that I thought was cool, a vintage Empire cup and that Chewbacca cup from Smuggler's Bounty. So there's that little shelf there. And then of course we move into the figure shelves. And up here I have some Disney Infinity figures that are very similar to the toy box figures that they have right now. I have a tiny Pirates of the Caribbean Crossy Road because he's cool. And Jocasta Nu with some little emoji guys and then some packaged figures. Moving down, I have the vintage collection, carded ones just on the back to give the space some more color. And then they're in episodic order here, so I've got Expanded Universe, Episode 1, and then down here, we're going to Episode 2, Clone Wars Micro Series, all throughout. If anybody wants to see, again, something more detailed, I can do a detailed review. And then down here we go into Episode 3, and then Solo, and then Rebels, and then down here we go into Rogue One, Episode 4, Episode 5. I really think that loop is cool that I have hanging there. And then down here is Episode 6, crowded into Jabba's Palace. He's like, whoa. I kind of don't like the way I have this displayed, but it's the only way I could fit in the Jabba's Palace. And then, of course, we have the sequel trilogy, and I don't have anybody from Rise of Skywalker, so there's that. So that's that shelf. And then we move on to my Black Series shelf, and I have a whole bunch of food display items that Erica helped set up that look really, really good, in my opinion. I think they look fantastic. And then here is my sequel trilogy shelf with the carbonized Sith Trooper and Mandalorian. And it's not a very full shelf, but I think it looks okay. And then here is the original trilogy shelf. Again, I kind of have it like bad guys and good guys on this shelf. That's just the way it ended up getting displayed. And then, of course, the figures in the back don't correlate with what shelf. It's just wherever I could put them. But this is the prequel trilogy shelf, which is probably the most sparse. They're making a couple new ones this year, so excited about that. This is going to be expanded universe and non-saga movies and shows. And then down at the bottom I have the Disney Elite Series figures, the only ones that I have, plus a couple Unleashed figures. And these are the Galaxy of Adventure figures that I have displayed, the only ones. But I thought they looked pretty cool there. So we have a whole shelf of that. And then this is the little stool that I sit on. It's a Star Wars stool and it's got storage on the underneath. This is my micro machine shelf with all of my little micro machines on the top. And they vary from, you know, original vintage to the 90s to present day for the most part. And I really like the way I have this set up. All the way down to the cantina. And then behind there, I've got a whole bunch of boxes and stuff, especially pop boxes. They're starting to shine through. Lightsabers are down here, the ones that I don't have displayed. I do have a really cool Thrawn art piece that is totally glary from the window. And then a giant vintage figure that I've had forever. And then a really cool Alan Grimes Chewbacca. And then this is all of my Kubrick stuff. It's a little hard to get light on, but I don't have them displayed really the way I want them, but I've got quite a few, and I think I probably need a new shelf, but they are there. And then, of course, I've got these Chewbacca lights going around, and some carded, these are like Mission Series figures. And you can see outside. This is the light that I get when I film. I always put my tripod here. I'm using it right now, so just the phone stands right here. And then I have just a couple little trinkets. This is kind of like a desk area, and so I'm working on making it nice. This is the little journal that I write my reviews in. I decorated for the holiday. And then down here, underneath it, I have my Burger King toys. And then the mystery minis. And then at the very bottom, I've got some older Happy Meal toys. And then some newer Happy Meal toys. So that's that shelf. I also do have a couple carded itty bitties on the side here. And as we move into this area here, which is really dark, unfortunately, just because of the time of day. But we do have all of my like tall 6-inch dolls and the Clone Wars helmet. And then here we have Art FX mini helmet, and then full Ronin Boba Fett, of course thumbtacks. And then the Disney Medal of Yavin, which I don't know if they still sell. I forgot to check last time I was there. We have some Sideshow, old and new. I pre-ordered the Baby Yoda life-size one, so that'll be added somewhere once he comes in. And then, of course, all of my Master Replicas mini lightsabers that I love so dearly, and I'm not finished collecting. I just go on hiatuses. I did want to mention that on the sides of these, I do have itty-bitties all down the sides. They used to sell these itty-bitty hangers that were really, really nice. And then, of course, down here, I have some AFA graded figures, some SH figure arts, which I haven't really been collecting because they're expensive, and Black Series is doing really good with detail right now. Some Spiro droids, busts in the back, and a vintage serving tray for Return of the Jedi. Down here is a little bit kind of random, just some little pieces that I always really like displaying that I think are really cool, like my lightsaber chopsticks and some Pez and Mighty Beans. And my very first Star Wars toy in the back, a lightsaber. And then down here I just kind of have a bookshelf, and it holds mostly my Lego books and my Star Wars Insider magazines. And then going into this is really dark, but it's just kind of a bookshelf slash storage. I've got Hot Wheels in the back there. Here's a more normal bookshelf with just a couple things in front of it. And then Mighty mugs and some Galactic Heroes. There's my really cool Darth Vader Sensi. It's on right now. And then my wall of figures, which I think looks really nice. In the back, oh, my light got in the way. In the back, I just have some plush, and then this is a storage bin with stuff in it that's a little bit hard to reach at the moment, but it's okay. Moving from kind of that corner area, I do have my Lego Bespin on display on this little nightstand that's covered by Star Wars fabric because it was bright yellow. What did I call it? Bespin. Bespin is Cloud City. Oh, I'm sorry. And so my pride and joy of Lego sets. And then, of course, on our safe, we have a couple just items just to fill the space since it's there. And then, of course, there is my pin board here, which I really like. And then those trunks that Eli got me when we were dating. And a couple other things up there. BB-8's down here. He's the big BB-8 droid. And then we move into Dragon Ball Z, which is really cool. So we still have this wall of photos of the chronology of Dragon Ball Z, which I think looks still really, really good. We have a pin board for the fig pins, which we're slowly adding to. We'd love to fill it up. They're really, really cool. The fig pins are super nice, and they make a lot of Dragon Ball ones, so we have a lot to go. And then just below that, my husband's Figure Arts Zero figures, which I think are probably my favorite. They're just a little bit small in scale, so he kind of doesn't like them as much, but I think that they display really nice. And then little Shoto figures, which are, they say, budget SH Figure Arts. Sorry for the light, it's kind of harsh. Down here, the Dragon Ball Z Funko Pops. And more Dragon Ball Z Funko Pops. And then just some like little bitty knick-knack blind bag things that we get, that we've kind of collected in the bottom there. And then, of course, his favorite shelf is the statue shelf. He's got some pretty cool ones there. That Broly's really neat. And it's just really colorful. I really like the animation style of Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, he does too. But these are his figures. And he does have a couple SH Figure Arts in the background in their boxes. That Broly was a convention exclusive to the Dragon Ball Z American tour for Dallas. That's the one we went to, so we displayed the lanyard. And then a couple down at the bottom with some little background things. And then the Ahsoka lightsaber box, since the lightsabers are hung. And then, of course, the Millennium Falcon rug down here. And that's it, guys. That is the collection room. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was not the best lighting conditions, unfortunately. I had another video filmed already that I really, really liked, and I couldn't get it to upload from my iCloud for some reason. So I just had to re-record it. But anyways, if anybody does want to see a more in-depth look at a collection, I can certainly do that. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye, guys.